The two main rebel groups in northern Mali have joined forces to rule the area as an independent state. Tuareg fighters and the al-Qaeda-linked Ansar Deen rebels have signed a deal to form the Islamic Republic of Azawad. Khadija Magadi reports.
The colours of al-Qaeda flying high in the centuries-old city of Timbuktu. Since Tuareg rebels proclaimed the independent state of Azawad across northern Mali, it's been the word of Ansar Deen that's law here. Earlier this month, men from the armed group burned down an ancient shrine, a World Heritage Site. Two movements have created the Transitional Council of the Islamic State of Azawad. We are all in favour of the independence of Azawad, it says, adding, we all accept Islam as the religion. The rebellion that began as a separatist movement has now become a religious one. In the city of Gao, where the new accord was signed, not everyone is pleased with what may come.
They
want to convert everyone to Islam, which is something that we already have. But what they really want to do is not good for us. Everyone has their understanding of what this religion means to them. The Sharia that they are talking about has always existed here, but in a moderate form.
In Bamako earlier this month, mayors from several towns in the north met to discuss the political crisis.
The situation is very serious because no one in Mali wants the Salafists, and no one wants Ansar Deen because these are allied with the Salafists. No one wants the Sharia law either. But we don't have an army to protect us. And now they are about to join Ansar Deen, even if they don't want to, but just so they can save their lives.
The accord is a turning point for the territory, which has slowly slipped out of the government's control. And so far, the government in Bamako has been paralyzed, unable to impose its will on the north. It in itself is in disarray, with a coup leader who refuses to go, a prime minister whose term is up, and a president...
Stand by, sir. 10 seconds, do you know?
...presidential palace. Okay. A dramatic change of fortunes for a country only last year ranked among the most stable in West Africa. Khadija Magadi, Al Jazeera.
Akli Shika is a spokesman for the Tuareg Youth Movement for Justice and Equality. He joins us now via Skype from Leeds in the United Kingdom. Good to have you with us. First of all, just explain, why have the Tuareg made this deal with the Ansar Deen? Because the two haven't cooperated before. The two don't even have the same goals.
Thank you. Yes, of course, this came actually after a fraud discussions that have been taking place for almost a month now, between two groups which are not agreed or ideologically or their objectives. But now I think this is a major move, a major turning point in the Azawad history, because the Ansar-ud-Din and the MNLA, or Azawad Liberation of Azawad, have been trying to make deals with this group, which is standing or considering the obstacle of the Azawad state. So it's really good move.
A lot of people very worried about this deal because, I mean, as you've said, there are ideological differences. A lot of people worried that Ansar Deen wants to establish Islamic law. A lot of people don't want that.
Yeah, that's what the MNL actually refused, and the deal actually that between the Ansar-ud-Din and the MNLA, the Ansar-ud-Din has to take this off into their minds. So they are now, the Sharia law is not going to impose in Azawad. It's just Islamic state, which is like any other Islamic states in Algeria, in Libya, in Saudi Arabia, or in Iran. It doesn't mean the Sharia law is going to impose on Azawad. That's really good. So the international community or the decision makers has to know or realize that this is not our religion or an extremist state. It is an Islamic state, and the MNLA actually put it very clearly at the beginning of the negotiations that the two things that has to be first one, all groups that are not belong to Azawad has to leave the country, and that's what they did. The second thing is that there is no Sharia law or in the way the way that's the Ansar al-Din was trying at the beginning, but now they gave it up, and the flag of Ansar al-Din as well have been taken away. So they are all agreed now to Azawad state and work together for what's the interest of the Azawad people.
But are you worried about outside reaction? Because ECOWAS, for example, has promised to send 3,000 troops to Mali to free up northern Mali. Are you worried about what the international reaction is going to be?
No, I am not worried, because I think the ECOWAS actually is only existed on the papers. So in reality, there is nothing. They can't actually do this, and it will take them, and this will lead the country into blood or into a second Afghanistan. I think the Azawad people are ready to die for their country, because they've been fighting for 53 years now to this dream, and it will lead the country as well as in bloodshed. And so it's not. I'm not worried about this. The ECOWAS actually being interfering in the Azawad, because they don't have means. They are not ready, and the Azawadian people as well will fight back any interfering, whether it's internal or external. So it's not something that worrying the Azawad people, because they are ready for whatever comes to destroy their dream.
Thank you very much indeed for speaking with us. Akli Shika there from the Tuareg Youth Movement for Justice and Equality.